Good morning, guys. My name is Phil. Welcome back to Miranda Detailing. Well, today is Friday, the day before our trip up north. We are going to go on vacation up in Saranac Lake, New York. So looking forward to that. But before we do that, I want to clean up our Avalon because that's what we're using for the trip. Plus, we're going to be bringing the camera gear along and stopping along the way somewhere special. So stay tuned for that. But now it was 2 weeks since we did the last weekend wash on our Avalon, and I said I was going to do a weekend wash and do this whole process, but weekends got busy, they got rainy, so it's Friday, the day before the trip, and I need to get this done. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. So let's take a look at the Avalon after we washed it, and I don't know if I'm going to clay bar it or not. So it is a hot and humid day, but it's overcast, so I'm going to close this and crank the AC. Alexa, close the garage door. So the Avalon is pulled in and it's just rinsed. Now let's just go over a quick rundown of what we have on the vehicle so far, and I may actually just go ahead and clay some portions, remove, polish some areas and remove some of the protection that I have, just because I've had a lot of the stuff on here for so long. So on the hood, we have Malco Accelerate. They're all-in-one polish and protection on the hood. That was applied 2 weeks ago, and it did a good job. You can still see, the hood is pretty messed up. I didn't go crazy trying to truly correct it or polish it like crazy. These lights, again, bring out so many defects that I can't see with the naked eye. So just bear that in mind. And these water spots here, I'm gonna have to do something else with them because they didn't really go away. We have some pretty bad water etchings. I don't know if it's water spots or sap because it's just in those small areas. It could just be sap that mixed with water dripping from the trees. It ruins your finish. So don't park under trees if you can help it. But I know, sometimes you just can't help it. It did a good job as far as protection. It was more of a sheeting product. It wasn't super, hydrophobic, but it was sheeting, and it does have some beads on it. So that's really nice. That product actually, at least for the 2 weeks that it was on there of just sitting out in the weather outside, did a pretty good job. We have the Flex Wax here, still holding strong. So that is pretty awesome. This is just Hybrid Solutions Flex Wax, their graphene Flex Wax on here. I think I put about 2, maybe 3 applications of it. And I did a couple applications where I just sprayed it and rinsed it off, and it kind of revived it, which is awesome. We have the Vonix paste wax on here, also performing exceptionally well. So really happy with that. We have the To The Max wax and Flex Wax on here. It was topped with it. And that's performing really, really well. But man, you can just see the swirls are starting to come back. That's just what happens, unfortunately. So yeah, pretty crazy, but the protection is holding on. Back here we had the Griot's 3-in-1 ceramic spray wax, still holding on, doing a really good job back here. And we also had it on the back glass. Oh, up here is the Avalon King coating, also still holding strong. Now before, in one of the weekend washes, we had applied this, the AM Details Hybrid Detailer. This is awesome stuff because this also can revive or top coatings. I shouldn't say revive because it's a topper. So we actually misted it on in the middle because it was showing some signs of degrading in the middle, and then rinsed it off and it brought back the beading. But today when we washed it, the whole thing is beading evenly. So either that is still hanging on, or I don't know what happened, or when we towel dried it and everything, it removed some residue. There might be some residue, but it did a good job. I mean, it's beading like crazy. Did an excellent job. We have the graphene paste wax from Hybrid Solutions on the bumper. Again, that is holding strong. It's more of a sheeting product. Again, the graphene, most of the graphene products that I've used seem to be more of a sheeting product. We have the Ceramic Pro Sport on this door. That is just insane. It's been on there for maybe 2 months. So that's been doing a great job. And the Torque Mirror Shine, along with their Turbo, which is like their wireless wash or quick detailer, on the driver door. Again, it's you know, sheeting a little bit towards the bottom, but still impressive. Now, I know a lot of guys don't like the torque mirror shine, but I have to say, I've not had any problems with it. It is great. The application is easy, and I've only been topping this with turbo maybe every other wash. Last time I didn't even do it at all. I just dried it, and it still is beating and sheeting like crazy. So, I mean, it's not like, you know, a coating or the Ceramic Pro Sport, but it's holding on its own here. It's doing a really, really good job. So I'm very happy with that. It's a great product. I really don't care what anyone else says. It works for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just the variables. It seems to work. Weird, right? Variables can just mess up so many things when it comes to detailing. So what we used for the shampoo was the Torque Decon soap. So this stuff right here. We just used, what is this? This is 12 ounces. That's 6. We probably used about 3 ounces, 3 or 4 ounces in about 16 ounces of water in the MJJC foam cannon. And I used all of it up because I also put it in the wheel bucket, so I used it to clean the wheels. But I foamed the entire vehicle, had enough to do the wheel bucket. Perfect. With like 3 ounces of soap, I was able to wash everything. Now, as far as deconning, is it meant to strip everything from the vehicle? Well, obviously, it didn't really strip much of anything on here at all. But it does deep clean, so I didn't need to do an APC rinse. I didn't do that. All I used was the Decon soap, just rinsing it. And even in the wash bucket, which I've already dumped out, it was clean. There was like no debris in there. So the car was fairly clean. It was just these water spots and trees, junk and debris and all that stuff. That's about it. Really wasn't too dirty. So let's dry this. And actually, before we dry it, I may clay portions of it. I have the lithium 4 clay. This is actually their older formula. I still had an old case of it. So what I do with that is I put it in a cup here of really, really hot water. And then I'll use a clay lube to clay some portions. So I think I will do that. Well, let's see what portions of the vehicle are rough that I'll need to do that on. Okay, well, I think I'm going to just forego the 4 clay and just 4 dry it. Man, that was super dorky. So check out the paint. Look at all the sap marks. Wow, it is so bad. Now I tried claying a little bit of them here. Look at it marred. I even used, you know, just that mild clay and clay lubricant just to gently clay bar something here, but nope, that's what it does. So no matter what you do, soft black paint, it's going to mar. It's going to get marked up like this. Look at that. This is all within the past like month. So yeah, some pretty bad etching here. I can feel them also. It's really, really bad. Some really bad ones here. So let's do this. I have some Kosh Chemie Ulix, I guess it's pronounced. This is adhesive and stain remover. So it's a strong solvent. You can remove sap and residue and all that stuff. So let's see if it can help this. And if not, well, I may have to do some compounding, maybe even some wet sanding. I don't know if I'll get too much into it today, but I want to make it look better. So that didn't quite cut it. I had to bump it up to W7 tar and glue remover from G-Technic, and that does seem to help a little bit. It removes the top layer, and then it's pockmarked. It really etched into the clear coat. Unfortunately, not much I can do with that. This is insane stuff. Mother Nature can really ruin the finish on your vehicle. That one is really in there. And I'm using just a little bit of a waterless wash from Lithium they just came out with, just to kind of neutralize it and remove any of that residue. But yeah, not much we can do here. Now I know what some of you are going to say. Why don't you try this chemical or try that chemical? I've tried many different chemicals. There isn't any magical chemical that's going to work on everything 100%. So I'm going to say try Citrol. Yeah, that didn't work either. What I'm actually resorting to here, and this is very aggressive, but this is my own vehicle, is lacquer thinner and my fingernail. How could you? Well, at this point, guys, we're dealing with some heavy, heavy marks here that are not coming out otherwise. So I'm going to polish this anyway. So what difference does it make at this point? It doesn't make a difference. So yeah, it's really bad. It's almost like chemical doesn't remove it. It needs actual abrasion. So wet sanding will probably remove it 100%, but we'll see. So I'm having to go at this pretty aggressively. I'm wet sanding it with 3000 grit and then compounding it and polishing it out. It's the only way to get these marks out. And some of them leave a little bit of a pock mark, but oh well, I'm not gonna go, I'm already going a little bit more than I normally would, but I just want to get these marks out. And yeah, it's crazy. It's really, really bad. So I just finished compounding it. You can see the compounding, the marring here in the paint, but at least the majority of those spots are gone. Yeah, there's still some there. I'm not gonna go too crazy because the paint job on this is not good already and it's just gonna keep happening. So I don't want to keep compounding it, wet sanding it, compounding it, and compromise the paint. Yeah, at least it looks much, much better. So to get rid of that marring, and to polish it, we are going to use the Technician's Choice one-step polish and then coat it with their coating. Because I want to see this stuff on our own vehicles in real-world situations and see how well this stuff performs. All right, this thing is, well, giving us some trouble. Like I've always mentioned about our Avalon, it is soft black paint. So when you try to perfect it, it is really, really difficult. So we've gone through so many different things here. We didn't go with that ceramic polish from Technician's Choice. We tried a few different polishes and it's just micro marring no matter what we do, from a stiff pad to a soft pad, it doesn't matter. So here we see the compounding, marring. That is, you know, pretty normal. But now, oh, much better. You can see that the paint does have some pitting, some issues. So here's all the compounding marring and much, much better. Still has some weird issues going on, but that's as far as I can go with all the different combinations that we've tried. So I'm trying out a new polish, and this company, Uhlens, reached out to us and just sent us this polish. And it's a very fine polish. It's not really a heavy-duty compound at all, at least that's not what I'm finding. Now, it does say here, it will clean out, buff, and protect. It's not an all-in-one. It doesn't have protection in it, but basically what it's doing, it's a cleaner polish. It really cleans the paint, removes all the grime from the pores of the paint and cleans it out, and then finish polishes. So that's actually what I used here, and it seems to be the winner. It's one of the best ones that that I've been using on this soft black paint. Again, it leaves, and it's not the polish, it's just the pads and the paint. There's a little bit of micro marring, but you really can't see it with the naked eye. So I'm just gonna have to leave it. And sometimes that happens on customers' cars too. You just can't perfect the paint to get it 100% micro mar free. You just have to deal with what you are dealt when it comes to soft black paint. Okay guys, I think we've finally gotten there. Now the paint is looking so much better. Now ignore some of those other deeper defects in there. I'm not going to attack those anymore. They're just way too deep. There's still some pock marks, there's some light weird scratching going on, but I'm not going to bother with it anymore. It looks so much better. Now, did learn a little trick with, at least with this polish, it was working. The Ulin's polish is really, really nice. A tad bit greasy to wipe off, but that's okay. I've worked with other polishes that do the same thing, and I did give it a panel wipe down using the Meguiar's Surface Prep, and it did a great job. Now, what I used, or the technique that I used, was the black soft pad and pressure. I actually put a moderate amount of pressure, but fast motion. So that was the technique that was working, and then the micro marring started to disappear. So you can see other defects in here, but the micro marring itself is not that bad at all, if at all. Yeah, see, it really cleaned up the micro marring. There's a little bit of other light scratches there, and of course pitting and all sorts of stuff going on, but it did a really good job. That is actually decent. For soft, finicky black paint, that's as far as you can go. And already it has so many defects on it. If this was a customer's car, that's as far as I would go, and I would leave it. I would not try to compound it or polish it anymore, because soft paint you can compromise, and it'll just drive you nuts. So yeah, that's my own vehicle. That's what I have to deal with on this car. So at least all the heavy water spots and sap spots are gone. And now it's super, super crystal clear, looking really, really nice. I also went over the headlights because, man, they really needed it. Just a quick compound, that's it. Now I've already wiped it down. Let's apply the coating. Now this is the Technician's Choice ceramic coating. This doesn't really give you a durability range, so who knows, we're gonna see. But it is very easy to apply. It flashes away very quickly. It starts to separate, just like Crystal Serum Light, actually. You don't even need 2 towels with this. You can if you want, but it'll separate. All right, looking really good. And it wipes away easily, like there's nothing there. Awesome. So easy to use. This one and Crystal Serum Light are the easiest coatings, hands down. I'm gonna go to the middle, box it out, and I just cross hatch it maybe 1 or 2 times like that, just to make sure that it's even coverage. I might even extend the borders just a little bit. So guys, the coating is now applied, and yeah, you can still see little marks. I know people are gonna say that, but it is what it is. There's not much I can do with black finicky paint that sits outdoors and gets etchings on it. Yeah, I could wet sand them all day and get it perfect, but then you compromise the paint. So no, I know where to draw the line. I make that call for myself because of the experience that we have. We'll test this coating out. We'll see how long it lasts, how well it does against sap and water spots and all of that stuff. I don't expect it to be bulletproof because coatings are not bulletproof. And I am going to maintain it properly. So I am going to use the Technician's Choice 582 spray on this each time I wash it, or every other time, or once a month. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. But I am going to maintain it properly, not just let it go, because that's not what you're supposed to do. I'm going to do things the way that they're supposed to be done with proper maintenance to see what will happen. Headlights are looking good. They're protected. And the rest of the vehicle is cleaned, and you know what? I spent so much time on the hood here, I didn't get to do anything else. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. So yeah, at least I got most of those marks out. I'd say about 80% of them. There's still, you know, little pock marks here and there that I'm just gonna leave there. I'm not gonna worry about it, but the rest of it at least looks much, much better. Tires are dressed, everything else is decent. I gotta go ahead and clean a little bit of the edges of the glass there because it does need it. But at least we're ready for our trip. We're gonna pack this thing up and leave tomorrow morning. Now guys, there's one more thing that I need to do, and that is the giveaway for the Malco Accelerate. Now, there's a couple of videos ago in the weekend wash where we used the Accelerate on the hood here, and actually, you know, it was like 2 to 3 weeks, I think, and the protection was still on there. I mean, it's not like a crazy beading type of product, but it was sheeting, and it was nice and slick and smooth, and it cleaned off easily. But you know, those marks were already there, and then some of them were fresh on top as well. That type of stuff is just going to eat through your protection no matter what it is. Even the ceramic coating, I'm sure I'm going to get marks on the coating that is just going to be there and is going to eat right through it, and there's nothing you can do. That's just Mother Nature for you. That is what happens when you leave your vehicle outside under trees and it rains and all that junk gets on your vehicle. That's just the way it is. It's constant maintenance. If you have a garage or a carport, put it under there. But if you don't, well, then you basically just have to face it. But I mean, if your vehicle sits outside, it's just going to take the brunt of all of what nature has to offer. So that's just the reality of it. So let's do the giveaway for the Accelerate. I'm going to give away this big bottle. So Malco gifted this to us also. They actually sent us a bunch of different products. So thank you, Malco. They're awesome. I really do enjoy their products. I have a bunch of their shampoos. I have another bottle of their Accelerate, another smaller bottle that I'm going to use. So let's run the Pick the Winner program that I use from TubeBuddy on YouTube. So it's connected to our YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. So congratulations, Keith. You won this bottle. Message me down below or send me an email. I'll put the email here, mirandadetailing@gmail.com. And I'll just need your address, and then I'll figure out the shipping and all that. And of course, I'll just send it to you. I'm not going to charge you for shipping or anything like that. But I believe you're in the US anyway, so it's only like, I don't know, $4 or $5 to ship you something like this. Maybe a little more, because it is a bigger bottle, but it's not a problem. I want you to be able to enjoy that and let me know what you think of that Malco Accelerate. So guys, once again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and you want to see more, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week. Take care.